Hey guys, this is Issues with Daddy One Skip. Guess who I am? Guess who you are not? And you are not. I am. You are not. That's not what my parents named me, though. I just don't want you guys to think I'm lying to you. Guys, how are you? Welcome to the channel. Thank you. Thank you for the subscriptions. We're over 17,000, almost 18,000, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for the memberships, cash apps, super chats. Guys, thank you for the likes, subscribe, and shares. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your day. More than anything, I appreciate that. I really do. And as the channel has gone in different directions and we've lost a few people, gained a lot more people, I don't like losing anybody. But there are going to be things that people are either going to misinterpret and run with, or they're just going to we're going to find ourselves standing at two different opinions and not get past them, and either we're going to agree to disagree or we're going to just walk away. So that's okay, because we're getting to know each other, right? One thing that's been very consistent with the channel, and it's been organic, and I've embraced it, is the truth and what's fair and what's right, because I do have a trigger for injustice. And I do think it's important that things are treated fairly. To the best of our ability, life is not perfect, life is not fair, but we are individuals, and it is up to us how we behave. And if we think of other people, sometimes we can stop a situation by putting ourselves in the situation and say, if it was me, maybe this isn't the way I would want somebody to handle it. And we pull ourselves back and say, okay. So guys, for every action there's a reaction. We know that, and Fancy Maselli is now seeing that by so many people that it's really gotten to where it's become very real life for her. I was watching Uncorked with Brandy, who was copyright strike by Fancy. And, Fancy is messing with people's livelihoods, and she just expects people to bow down to her. In the meantime, people are exposing more and more about her. What more can there be? There's obviously a lot more, and Fancy just will not back down. And now it's involving other members of her family, because there's accusations now that Fancy is very careless with edibles. Listen, man, I have edibles. They're totally legal where I live, and they're for recreation. You don't even need a medical card. But when I drop them, I'm on that ground picking them up, because I ain't letting my dog touch one, let alone if there was a child in the house. Now, supposedly, and I can't imagine why Uncorked with Brandy would lie about it. I'm sure she's pissed off now, so she's not making something up, but exposing something. Because of Fancy's dirty play, every action there's a reaction. When somebody's holding your secrets, why do you think that they're going to honor your secrets when you try to take food from them, when you try to take money from them, when you try to take their livelihood from them? You're getting real life with them. Why don't you think they would come back with a reaction? The action is what caused the reaction. You can't stop the tape like you guys have tried. Bree with the facts. My reaction was your action about Becca Scoops. The reaction that's going on with Uncorked with Brandy for you, Fancy, is the action you took to copyright strike her channel. So now, with all these people that don't like you and now know that there's been things with supposedly authorities and how you drop edibles and have dropped them before, and there's a kid in the house. I mean, people could actually be very afraid for your grandchild. And you have so many people that don't like you. I wouldn't make a phone call to CPS unless I knew 100% that you were throwing the edibles on the ground for the kid. But you've pissed off an awful lot of people. And if that's true and you've done that, there are mandatory reporters that hear about this that would have to call and say, hey, check into that. And not only that, but now it's alleged maybe you even have a problem with marijuana. I mean, with everything that's going on in your health crises and stuff, marijuana might be something that adds to the problem. It might not be something that the average bear can have, and it doesn't affect them to the extreme. Because again, if I drop an edible, I'm picking it up. Not because I'm going to put it in my mouth after the fact, but because I don't want my dogs to get it. And now, look at what you've done. You've got to where people are genuinely, apparently concerned about your grandchild. Uncorked with brandy seems concerned. You know? And she's apparently asked your family for help. They need to be aware of that because, wow, you have caused so much damage. Fancy. I mean, you should really look around you and think that you've had enough. You need to kind of, I think, apologize to some people. Who do you have that even works for you anymore or works with you? Nobody really worked for you if you didn't pay them. Otherwise, there's that slave labor. And I think that they could sue if you said that they worked for you and you can't show a paycheck. You just keep getting in worse and worse and worse. When you say somebody worked for you and they can't show a paycheck, that can't, I'd hate for that to be the next thing. Wow. Fancy, I'd quit. Well, I don't even know if you are ahead. You know, you pissed the Blanchards off, and I believe them, because you weren't doing your job. You were socializing. You weren't doing your job. You didn't have it in you to do your job. You have no follow-through. And then because of your action to not do anything, their reaction was to get rid of you, and then your reaction to that was to totally screw them over and over and over and expect no reaction from them. And expect no reaction from the many people that you have totally effed over. And you're getting it full blown now. Full blown. Real life. And it's affecting other people because you did that. You did that. Wow. How could you? I mean, you just don't know when to shut up, apparently. There's no secrets. And there's no honor among thieves. Haven't you figured that out? And you've betrayed everybody, so nobody owes you anything. Look around you. Who's still talking to you? Look at that picture and tell me. It can't be all of them. It's got to be you. You're not a nice person, Fancy, and you've pissed off so many people that people can have a sport at you now by making phone calls. They don't even have to say who they are. You can make anonymous phone calls. Wow. Well, I guess we'll see how many people actually do believe Bree. How many people are that concerned? Wow, Fancy. Wow. That's all I gotta say. Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. This is why it's really important to be aware of how we behave, because it can get real life real quick. I mean, look at what Fancy tried to do to me. All because I stood up for somebody and said, what you did was ugly, what you did wasn't right. All because of that. Because of a reaction to her action. But funny, because she always wants to stop the tape at everybody's reaction, not their action. Well, we know people like that. We've been in relationships where people just want to stop the tape at what we did wrong, not go back to what they did wrong to make us do what we did, right? Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. I don't know what's going to happen here, but it doesn't look good. Guys, be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Always be kind. Or try to. Try to be. Thanks, guys. See you on the next one.